This is your USMNT Abroad update from February 16th to February 22nd. If you're new here, this is our weekly series where we update you guys on several players from the USMNT that play abroad. We do it very quickly. I also, at this video specifically, I'm going to give you my opinion at the very end in regards to all the Americans that are struggling, the young guys that are struggling abroad right now. And I don't think there's any reason to panic. And also, if you're new here, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, guys. Thank you very much for supporting the series. It helps a lot the channel when you hit that like button. You share the video on Facebook, Reddit, whatever it is. And when you comment down below your thoughts. Let's start the transfer rumors. Alright, so transfer rumors. There's only really one to talk about, and it's about Christian Pulisic maybe going to Bayern. Will it happen? I don't know. It's really just a rumor right now. Apparently, Koeman will be leaving at the summer, Bayern, so they will be losing their winger, and they're looking to replace him, and Christian Pulisic showed up as an option, and they have asked Chelsea if Pulisic would be available. That would be also a marketing tool, as Pulisic would be a way for Bayern to enter the American market even more. So, we'll see. I don't know. It's just a rumor for now, but I just wanted to update you guys that there is a possibility that Christian Pulisic could head back to the Bundesliga, to the German giants Bayern München, or Munich. I don't know. Alright, let's start updating on the players. Okay, so let's start with Christian Pulisic. On Saturday, Pulisic did not play for Chelsea versus Southampton, as Thomas Tuchel made it seem like it was just a precaution, some minor calf soreness, or injury. I'm not going to lie, I'm not too worried about Christian Pulisic's form. I'm more worried about him being injury prone or not. And this does worry me a little bit. Chelsea does play midweek for the Champions League. Hopefully he's back at the lineup, or at least at the bench. That would be good enough for me to be a little more calm in regards to him being injury prone. And if you're probably wondering, this is the Chelsea old school jersey. And yes, I will have a lot of different jerseys throughout this episode. Okay, now Weston Mckennie. On Wednesday, Weston Mckennie started for Juve at their 2-1 loss to Porto for the Champions League round of 16. Mckennie was having an okay game and was subbed off at the 63rd minute for Morata, as Juve was trying to make a comeback at the game. I do still think Juve will go through, so that'll be good. Weston Mckennie will likely be in the quarterfinals. Alright guys, I was heading to work, but I'm still going to update you guys, because it was told to me that Weston Mckennie played a full 90 minutes versus Crotone today at Juve's 3-0 win, and he scored a goal. Yes, Weston Mckennie scored, so I had to update you guys on that. I wasn't planning on doing it because I do have to work. But look, Weston Mckennie is what I've been saying. He's my favorite type of box-to-box midfielder. He's the scoring type, the best one we could have. So congratulations, Weston Mckennie. Continues to be consistent, continues to be probably the best midfielder on Juve this season, and Juve got the 3-0 win today. That's just a quick update I wanted to give you guys. All right, now I gotta go to work. All right, now Gio Reyna. On Wednesday, Reyna started off at the bench and stayed the full 90 minutes at the bench for Dortmund at their 3-2 loss to Sevilla at the Champions League round of 16. Now on Saturday, Reyna started off at the bench again for Dortmund at their 4-0 win over Schalke. He came in the 80th minute and he didn't do much. He's young, it's his first season, clearly he's fatigued and tired from all the games he's been playing, so it's perfectly normal for him to be rested from time to time and have bad form. So I'm not too worried about Reyna having less minutes lately in the last few weeks. Alright, Dest from Barcelona. On Tuesday, Dest started for Barcelona at their 4-1 loss to PSG for the Champions League, and Dest was subbed off at the 71st minute as he was struggling to guard Mbappe. Okay, first, struggling to mark Mbappe is not a big deal. Second, I think that's Koeman's fault. You know, that's the type of game I would have gone with Mingueza if I want to stop Mbappe or at least hold him off. Serginho Dest's abilities are up top, and I think he will improve his defense. But to me, that's just Koeman's fault. That's my opinion. Now on Sunday, Dest started for Barcelona at their 1-1 draw with Cardiff. Dest was having a solid performance and was subbed off at the 80th minute, and Koeman was looking to hold the 1-0 win by adding a more defensive right back such as Mingueza. Well, once again, Koeman's fault. They're winning 1-0 versus Cardiff. You should just kept Serginho Dest in. He tried to be more defensive with Mingueza. They allowed a late goal after Serginho Dest left the field. I think they have a manager problem. Okay, now Tyler Adams from RB Leipzig. On Tuesday, Adams started and played a full 90 minutes for Leipzig at their 2-0 loss to Liverpool at the Champions League. He did fine, and he was the third highest rated player for Leipzig in this game. Now on Sunday, Adams started and played a full 90 minutes for Leipzig at their 3-0 win over Union Berlin. He was perfect on the defensive end, got an assist on the second goal with an amazing pressing display where he steals the ball in the Leipzig opponent's box. I love what I've been seeing from Tyler Adams the past few months. Okay, now goalkeepers. Zach Steffen for Manchester City. He didn't play at all versus Everton and Arsenal this week. Steffen stayed at the bench for the full 90 minutes. There's no other goalkeepers to update about. No other goalkeepers played. Alright, let's go to our center backs and let's start with our best one, John Brooks. On Friday, Wolfsburg defeated Arminia 3-0. John Brooks started and played a full 90 minutes with another solid performance. He also got a yellow card. Brooks continues to be our most consistent American abroad, and that's Wolfsburg's 7th straight clean sheet. Alright, less experience now. Let's talk about Chris Richards. On Thursday, Chris Richards started and played a full 90 minutes for Hoffenheim at their Europa League tie 3-3 with Molde. He had an okay game. Now on Sunday, Chris Richards started for Hoffenheim at their 4-0 win over Werder Bremen. He got a clean sheet and a solid performance for the young American. Okay, moving forward to Matt Miazga now. On Sunday, Miazga stayed at the bench the full 90 minutes for Anderlecht at their 2-0 win. They conceded 2 goals without Miazga, something that has not happened since January 15th. He has been rested and he should start at their next game. Okay, now Kik Piri, the Dutch American that we interviewed here in the channel. If you missed that interview, make sure to check it. On Sunday, Kik started and played a full 90 minutes for Twente at their 2-2 draw with Feyenoord at the Dutch League. Mark McKenzie from Genk. On Wednesday, McKenzie started and played a full 90 minutes for Genk at their 3-1 loss to Oostende for the Belgium League. Solid passing accuracy from the young American at 85%, but he won less than half of his ground duels. On Sunday, McKenzie started and played a full 90 minutes again for Genk at their 2-1 loss to Beerschot at the Belgium League. They played a 2 center-back formation at this time, so it was good to see him play as one of the starters. Okay, last defender that we're going to cover is Carter Vickers from Bournemouth. On Wednesday, Carter Vickers started at their 1-0 win over Rotterdam. On Saturday, Carter Vickers started again and played a full 90 minutes for Bournemouth at their 2-1 loss to Queen Park Rangers. They played a 3-defender formation and he was the central one of that formation. Okay, now it's going to move to the fullbacks. Alright, fullbacks. Let's start with Anthony Robinson from Fulham. On Wednesday, Robinson started off at the bench for Fulham at their 1-1 draw with Burnley. Robinson came into the game at the 78th minute. On Saturday, well, Robinson was back at the starting lineup for Fulham at their 1-0 win over Sheffield United. He played a full 90 minutes and he actually played as a fullback rather than a right wing back. That is very promising to say the least. It's very good to see him play a decent to good defensive role. Now, Reggie Cannon from Boavista. On Friday, Reggie Cannon started for Boavista at their 1-0 win over Moreirense. Cannon was subbed off at the 63rd minute. Reggie Cannon was coming off a strong performance versus Porto last week, but this week he performed just okay. Alright, now Mathew Olosunde. On Wednesday, Olosunde started and was subbed off at the 78th minute for Rotterdam at their 1-0 loss to Bournemouth. On Saturday, Olosunde started off at the bench and came in at halftime for Rotterdam at their 1-0 loss to Norwich. He played both games as a right wing back. Alright, let's talk about now Shaquille Moore. On Sunday, Moore started and played a full 90 minutes for Tenerife at their 1-0 loss to Leganés at La Liga 2. Brian Reynolds. Brian Reynolds has still not played and he was back at Texas dealing with some paperwork bureaucracy, and that's the only update we got on him. Still hasn't played for Roma, no impact. Hopefully he gets a game this season, but that's the update on Brian Reynolds. Okay, now DeAndre Yedlin, and we got pretty good news on him. On Saturday, Yedlin started for Galatasaray and played a full 90 minutes at their 1-0 win over Alanyaspor. In my opinion, for their goal, that was an assist that he got. Amazing long ball. You see, it's actually very important that Yedlin is playing right now and playing well because he is our third option. He is our third best player for the right back position, in my opinion, behind Serginho Dest and Reggie Cannon. So if any of them get injured, we do need Yedlin ready. And apparently now he's getting minutes and playing well for Galatasaray. So very good news for the USMNT right now. So let's keep going with the video. Okay, now that we're at the midfield and we're going to talk about Johnny Cardoso, I thought I would put an Internacional jersey for you guys. Alright, nice jersey that I got. So let's start with Yunus Musah. Musah started at the bench and stayed at the bench the full 90 minutes for Valencia at their 2-0 win over Celta this Saturday. His minutes have been trending down the past few weeks, but it's nothing concerning for an 18-year-old at La Liga. Okay, now Chris Durkin. On Sunday, Durkin started as a holding midfielder for STVV at their 0-0 draw with Antwerp at the Belgium League. And now, Johnny Cardoso. On Sunday, Cardoso started off at the bench for Internacional at their 2-1 loss to Flamengo for the Brazilian League. Cardoso came in the 82nd minute as Internacional were trying to make a comeback versus Flamengo man down. So my take on this is Abel Braga, their manager, truly trusts Cardoso as he put him in this tight game at the end to try to come back versus a very tough team Flamengo, which currently leads the Brazilian League. So that was great news for Cardoso, showing all the trust that the manager has on him. On the other hand, Internacional likely won't win the Brazilian League as Flamengo needs a win at the last round to guarantee it, even if Internacional wins, and that's probably what will happen. However, Cardoso still has a chance of being the first American to win the Brazilian League this next weekend. And we do have an interview coming to the channel with Johnny Cardoso, so I just wanted to point that out to you guys. Now, Brendan Eriksson. On Thursday, Brendan started for RB Salzburg at their 2-0 loss to Villarreal for the Europa League. He did hit 88% of his passes and had an okay game. On Sunday, Brendan Anderson started for RB Salzburg and played a full 90 minutes at RB Salzburg's 4-2 win over Rapid Wien. Aaronson continues to improve tactically and technically, and I'm not trying to hype him here, but he has a very high soccer IQ. He does have good technical ability, so I'm very excited for Brendan Aaronson, honestly. Not joking right now. I do see him moving to a big league within the next season or two. Now, Taylor Booth. Booth started off at the bench on Saturday for Polten at their 1-0 win over Wattens for the Austrian League. Booth came into the second half and assisted the lonely goal that got them the victory. Booth has 2 games and 2 assists already at the Austrian League ever since he left Bayern on a loan. Now, Luca de la Torre. On Sunday, de la Torre started and played a full 90 minutes for Heracles at their 3-0 loss to Waalwijk at the Dutch League. Alright, we got to the forward positions. I'm going to start with Tim Weah. On Thursday, Weah started and played a full 90 minutes for Lille at their 2-1 loss to Ajax at the Europa League. Weah scored the goal for Lille to get them the 1-0 lead, but unfortunately the defense did not hold its own and allowed Ajax to make a comeback late in the game. On Sunday, Tim Weah started off at the bench for Lille at their 4-1 win over Llorente, and Weah came in for Jonathan David at the 64th minute. Lille currently leads the French League 4 points ahead of PSG, so winning the French League for Tim Weah is very realistic this season, despite PSG having a more expensive and better roster than Lille. Alright, now Mathew Hoppe from Schalke. On Saturday, Hoppe started for Schalke and was subbed off at the 66th minute at their 4-0 loss to Dortmund. He honestly had a decent game with some good touches, did create an opportunity himself by stealing the ball from veteran defender Hummels, but then he wasted the chances. Honestly, I like what I'm seeing from Mathew Hoppe right now. Very young, performing well at the Bundesliga at a struggling team. Congratulations to Mathew Hoppe. Alright, now Alex Mckennie, and hopefully I said his name right or you guys are going to bash me. The British American that plays for Nottingham Forest. On Saturday, Mckennie started for Nottingham Forest and scored their winning goal at their 1-0 win over Blackburn. He played mostly as a left winger and had an okay performance despite the goal. Alright, Daryl Dike. On Wednesday, Daryl Dike started off at the bench for Barnsley at their 2-1 win over Blackburn. He came into the game at the 55th minute. On Saturday, Daryl Dike started for Barnsley at their 1-0 win over Bristol City. Dike was subbed off at the 82nd minute. Alright, I still think Daryl Dike is a good player, but everything I've been saying about him the past few months that many didn't believe is being exposed at the championship just because they have a better defense than the MLS. His bad positionings, his bad runs, his bad overlaps, all being exposed. If you watch the games, you'll see it. Every cross, he can't win a header. Is it because he's not big enough? No, he is big enough. It's just that his positioning is very off. Also, his touch is very off. Bad technical ability, something I've been saying. If he can improve his positioning at the championship, it'll be huge for him, and he'll be a pretty good player. But as of now, hasn't been doing too well in the championship, despite the hype certain people give him. Also, just one thing. Many have been saying Daryl Dike has been playing as a right wing for Barnsley off his position. He is not playing as a right wing. He is playing a little bit more towards the right side of the field, but often during the game, he was very centered, playing as a center forward. So if anyone tells you he's playing as a right wing, that's not what's happening. I've been watching the games, okay? Watch the game yourselves and you'll know. Don't let them BS you and say he's playing as a right winger. Josh Sargent. Josh Sargent started for Werder on Sunday at their 4-0 loss to Hoffenheim. Sargent was subbed off at the 81st minute, and honestly, no one from Werder Bremen did well, including Josh Sargent. And also, happy birthday to Josh Sargent. He just turned 21 this Saturday. Happy birthday, Sargent. Alright, now Thiassen Siabachio. On Thursday, Siabachio started and played a full 90 minutes for Young Boys at their 4-3 win over Bayer Leverkusen. Huge win in the Europa League. Siabachio was the best player in the field, scoring 2 goals, including a late one at the 89th minute to guarantee their 4-3 victory. On Sunday, Siabachio was not even part of the roster for Young Boys versus Servette. In this season, he has 27 games, 10 goals, and 2 assists. Alright, now let's talk about the 2 Swansea players, Jordan Morris and Areola. On Wednesday, Morris and Areola start off at the bench for Swansea at their 1-0 win over Nottingham Forest. Morris came in the 67th minute, and Areola came in the 83rd minute. On Saturday, they were both at the bench again for Swansea at their 4-1 loss to Huddersfield. Areola started at the bench and stayed at the bench the entire game, and Morris unfortunately came in at halftime. And I say unfortunately because Jordan Morris tore his ACL during the game and he's done for the season. That's the reason I say unfortunately. I wish him a speedy recovery. That does affect the US men's national team. I'm just very upset with what happened with Jordan Morris. Let's all wish him a speedy recovery. Alright, Tyler Boyd. On Sunday, Boyd started off at the bench for Sivasspor at their 2-0 win over Kayserispor for the Turkish league. Boyd came in the 75th minute when the game was already 1-0. Okay, now Haji Wright. On Sunday, Haji Wright started and played 87 minutes for Sonderjeski at their 2-0 loss to AGF. Last but not least, Emmanuel Sabi. On Sunday, Sabi started off the bench for Odense at their 0-0 draw with Horsens. Sabi came in the 68th minute. Alright, now here's a list of players that we normally cover, but they didn't have an impact this week or didn't play at all. Ethan Horvath, CJ Dos Santos, Eric Palmer-Brown, Henry Wingo, Joe Scally, Richie Ledezma that has been recovering from the ACL injury, Owen Atasawi, Julian Green, Folarin Balogun, Sebastian Soto, Conrad de la Fuente, Ulysses LLanez, and Nico Giocchini, as you guys told me how to properly say his name. I want to thank you guys very much for watching. If there's any other players you'd like included in the series, comment down below. We'll gladly add them. I hope you guys enjoyed all the jerseys. Also, make sure to comment down below how many different jerseys did I wear in this video, and I could definitely break this record on the next one. I want to thank you all very much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We've been going super fast thanks to you guys. There's interviews with Brendan Harrison coming up, Johnny Cardoso, Justin Che, and our collab with Pete from 11 Yanks. I want to thank you guys very much for watching. Have a great day.